I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Wednesday, January 13th. The news in Arkansas today includes the beginning of a murder trial in Little Rock. Facing a murder charge is Arron Lewis, charged in the 2014 slaying of a real estate agent, Beverly Carter, who was killed supposedly when he met Lewis and his wife, Crystal Lowry, while looking at a house in Scott. The prosecution said it's a straightforward case. The couple arranged to meet Carter, abducted her, had a ransom plot in mind. It fell apart. They killed her in a most gruesome way, wrapped her head in duct tape, and she asphyxiated. They're going to offer some text messages, some statements Lewis himself gave, some testimony from other people, including the wife of the accused murderer, now estranged, who's entered a plea of guilty in the case and is serving a 30-year sentence. With a pretty tough case against him, the defense has turned to something that's been very unpopular in the courtroom. He's attacking the character of the victim, the dead woman, Beverly Carter. He said this was not a murder case. This was a hookup gone bad, that she was somebody with financial and marital difficulties, had gotten cosmetic surgery to make herself attractive to other men, and met Lewis for an assignation. This has caused something of an outburst from the crowd that the judge has had to quiet down. Testimony continues today. It may be a short trial. It may be completed before the week is out. Elsewhere, State Treasurer Dennis Milligan is going to face a hearing next week on 22 counts that he may have violated state ethics laws, both in campaign finance reporting and in hiring some spouses of state legislators in his office without legislative approval after he took office as state treasurer early last year. Milligan, you may remember, promised to bring law and order to the state treasurer's office. He's been beset by scandal from the start. The good news about this, whatever may happen on the Milligan case, is that the Ethics Commission did not allow Milligan to take advantage in every case of the complaints filed against him of a new state law that is basically a safe harbor for legislators and other public officials. It says if a mistake is called to your attention on campaign financing reports, you can correct it and there'll be no ethics violation. But the commission can take into account whether you intentionally tried to mislead them, and the evidence in this case so far indicates they have some suspicion of that sort about State Treasurer Dennis Milligan. Stay tuned. The reproductive rights of Arkansas were issued today in the Population Institute's annual report on reproductive health and rights in Arkansas. Arkansas got an F, actually an F- for its work in this area. The reasons are very simple. We have a high teen pregnancy rate. We don't teach sex education uniformly in our high schools and in lower grades. We have ever-increasing anti-abortion laws that make it difficult, if not impossible, to get an abortion, particularly under a new state law. You cannot have access to the abortion pill, which is used in the very earliest stages of pregnancy. This is a bad place for women's reproductive rights. These various efforts by the legislature, and make no mistake, our policies as a result of public policy include making it very difficult to get contraception, something that, by the way, does make abortion less likely. Last night, the City Board of Directors had a continuing discussion on the Interstate 30 expansion plan in downtown Little Rock. MetroPlan's director explained about how the plan is not in accordance with the smart planning that's been done by MetroPlan, that will increase new traffic demands elsewhere. City Directors Lance Hines and Dean Compuris don't like this kind of talk at all. They want to build this big freeway and they want to build it now. Lance Hines, whose private business is in the transportation sector, says he doesn't believe in smart growth. He thinks freeways are good. He thinks we ought to build them. He says he's a free market man. Free market, free market, my foot. Freeways are subsidized. They subsidize growth in suburban areas. They're the very opposite of the free market. Lance Hines needs to go back to state economics class. The UALR is handy. They probably could help him out. Mike Hernandez, the Hot Springs school superintendent, has been chosen to be on a federal commission that doles out literally billions of dollars in money to schools around the country that get federal grants to upgrade their broadband capacity. Big job for an Arkansas guy who's worked many years in this field in Arkansas already. The State of the Union last night, interesting division. President Obama depicted a country that has many things to be proud of and many great advancements during his time here. Jobs have grown, the deficit budget has shrunk, the markets are up, gas prices are down, more people have health care. The Republicans from Arkansas in Congress, to a man, said there was nothing good to say. This was empty rhetoric. They will not say anything good about Barack Obama. They're American exceptionalists, except when it comes to the United States under Barack Obama's leadership. Also last night, Senator Tom Cotton got a chance to rattle his saber, very unhappy about the incident in which Iran took custody of 10 U.S. sailors, released them not many hours later. They apparently ventured into Iranian waters. He says this is an example not of better international relations, as the Obama administration says, but of a weak administration. He seems to be itching for a fight. Some pictures of Navy sailors being arrested with hands behind their head has been a flashpoint on the right. I do wonder how Tom Cotton would treat Iranian sailors that he found sailing up the Arkansas River. I don't guess we'll ever know the answer to that question. I think that's going to do it for me today. More to come in the murder trial. David Coon's going to be covering it for the Arkansas Times. Check arkansasblog.com for the latest details. See you tomorrow.